All right, so here we are with the next video. Just kind of want to bring some of my thoughts to light here. And just kind of let you guys know what's been recently going on with my life. So, um, soon I'm getting married, and I I'm going to be doing marriage counseling. Um, so I'm not too excited about it. I don't think it'll. I mean, I don't know. Um, there's been this book that I have to read, and it's just I don't know. It's it's whatever. There's 8 sessions, which I thought it was gonna be 4 to 6 sessions, but I was kind of like, okay, well, I'm excited about. I listened to a good portion of the book today, and there was some like interesting things in it. Like it talked about. It was kind of a lot of stuff that I already knew. Like, I mean, it's like, you have to prioritize God first over, your marriage, which is good advice. But I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to me personally, I never have been a big fan of counseling. Just a personal opinion. Um, I think for me, the reason that is just because I feel like I'm good at like solving my own problems. And I think therapy works really well for certain people, and frankly, I would rather do this. Like, I trust just talking to myself and getting ideas out there rather than having somebody else there. I just would enjoy that more. Or I'd rather just tell, like, I see. I think they might have good ideas, good leadership, sure, but I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna end up putting walls up in this whole thing. Um, when it comes to marriage counseling, I don't know. I really don't. I really am trying to be in a good headspace with it, and I'm just not sure. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. First off, I value my time. I value my weekends a lot, and um, just having to give up 8 weekends when there's 12 weekends before the wedding makes me feel like that's a lot of time commitment, and I don't know if I feel the most comfortable. I like the pastor. He's a nice guy, but I'm gonna be putting walls up. I just know I am. I'm my all my answers I feel like are gonna be filtered in this whole thing, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. I'm sure it'll end up being good. I'm sure there'll be things I learn. I'm definitely willing to do it, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like I'd rather just work my problems out with the person I'm with, but sometimes in a relationship you just have to, I don't know, just suck it up. It's only a thing before marriage. Um, I think we might do like this marriage thing. It's after freaking after we get married at my church because my girlfriend, she lives in Freeport. Then we go to my church in Rockford too, so we kind of alternate. But her pastor's doing the marriage counseling, and so for me, at my church we have like Marriage Matters or something. So it's like more of a group of married people just talking. I feel like that's more helpful for me if we were to do something like that. I think I would prefer that. Um, but yeah. The other thing going on in my life was that's been kind of hard is I let go of my dog today. I uh didn't have enough time to take care of her, so I got rid of her. Um, I adopted her at the Winnebago whatever shelter, and I dropped her off at the same place today. Actually, not really intentional. It's just my fiance looked into where to the best places or whatever. So, um, I hope things are better for her. It's kind of hard whenever you let go of a pet. It's difficult. It was a difficult decision, but I'm hoping out of this thing I have a good attitude. I just kind of have to say how I'm feeling out loud. And I'm really not excited about it. And I really don't know if I should tell my fiance that I'm not excited about it, or if I should just go on with a good attitude and pretend like nothing's wrong. Not that there is anything wrong. Like just try and have a good attitude. It's kind of the same lying thing we talked about in the other video I just did, where it's like this thing's bugging you, but it's like, is the omission of saying something, is that like a lie? Like not saying, I'm not excited about this. Would it cause more harm than good? I'm kind of just like trying to bounce that off of my head right now. I'm not sure about it. I think I'm just going to try and go into it with an open mind. And if I feel guarded in the marriage counseling sessions and I feel like it's not working well for me and I'm not liking it, I feel like then I will say something to her. But who knows? I mean, I'm just going to try to go into it with an open mind. And if it goes well, and just trying to have a positive attitude about everything, because I do want to be doing stuff that's good, and I don't want to be like, oh, I'm not willing to do this or do that. And I think counseling is good. I think there's a healthy thing about it. It's just, I don't know why. When she said, hey, there's 8 sessions, and I was like, I thought it was gonna be 4 to 6. It's like, dang, that's a lot. And it's, oh, you have to read this book. I'm like, okay. So it just seems like a lot of homework, and it seems like in the book this guy's talking about, oh, you can't fight, you can't do this, you can't do that, and it like almost makes me wanna, like, I'm thinking about fighting, and so I feel like it almost has like the opposite effect where it makes me upset that I'm doing this when I've never been like that, and I'm like, why am I like, I feel like this is like literally not helping me at all, and I feel like it should be, but it's just like I feel like I have the exact opposite effect where I'm like, and I hope I'm not just going into this with a terrible attitude, because I really don't want to be. I want to be teachable and all that. I think this is just going to be one of those things where I'm just going to have to suck it up and do it. And it's only temporary. It really is. So I shouldn't make a big deal out of it. But I'll tell her if it continues to bug me and I go through a session or two and I'm still feeling the same way, I'll just talk to her about it individually. But until I know how it goes for sure, I don't think that's the route I'm going to take. But I'm rambling, so one thing I didn't want to talk about was relationships. This was on my mind, and I feel like with these videos they're going to be less planned, less polished, and they're just going to be more, this is what's on my mind at the time, and you kind of just get it. So what I had in my head was these different lines of relationships, and I don't know how this applies to anything. It's just a thought I had. So like all these different lines are your relationships, right? And so you have a relationship out of these relationships you have, I think maybe you can see it right there. You have to be smart about what relationships you have, because if you choose the wrong relationships, it can end up affecting and spilling over into certain other things, certain other relationships. So it makes things less stable if you have a bad relationship. But if you have more strings, I guess, you know, when you play an instrument, they all work together. They all work together to sound the same. Same thing with all the people in your life. And so you have to, like, I guess my thought is you want more people on your side, you know? The more people you have in your, like, even in a band, you know, if you have someone playing just with all the sounds, you need a good person on, like if you want a rock band, you need someone on the drums, you need someone on the guitar, you need a good vocalist, You need all these people doing their job to make something function well. But not only that, you need the right people playing the right chords. And so I don't know where I'm even going with this, but you have to invest time into people and be smart about what relationships you bring. And instead of making enemies, always make friends, because if you make the more friends you have and the more people on your side, you want people to want you to succeed. Because the more people you have wanting you to succeed, the more likely you are. You know what I mean? Just that kind of thing, where I feel like sometimes people pick fights or give attention to the wrong people. And sometimes the best thing is if you have a toxic corroding string that's affecting the other strings, sometimes it's the best to just get rid of it. So strings isn't even a good analogy, but it's kind of what was on my mind. So I think I made my point clear enough with things. So I think that's pretty much all I have on my head. I can show you the hole in my roof. Right there. There we go. I don't have much. And the other thing I have, I feel like I don't have enough thoughts, and I don't know, end of the day, and it's like, with everything that's starting, I'm just worried about, yeah, I'm just gonna say all my worries right now. I'm worried about letting her down with all this, and I feel like I am the kind of person that I like to have my space. And I don't know, I'm starting to feel like my space is closing in a lot. Not a lot, a little bit, but I don't know. I'm I don't even know if I want to upload this, because I feel like I'm just sounding terrible when everything's amazing. But I think it is normal to have just concerns about things, you know? It's like you have this person in your life that's literally perfect and does everything right, and you're in love with them, but I don't know. I just like having my freedom and my space. But I also love being around her, so yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna delete all this because I don't like how this is sounding.